Hello, and welcome to another fabulous Friday driving adventure of going home. Why? Because that's what I do. I go home. But I do believe I will grab El Boy and take him to like the places with me. For I must see if I can acquire a birthday presento for mi papilla.
In the impeachment inquiry, at least for now, as the investigative phase shifts to a discussion of possible articles of impeachment. White House officials are meeting with Republican senators. This morning, in an interview on Fox News, the president criticized the House impeachment inquiry and said he actually does want a Senate trial.
There was no due process. You can't have lawyers. We couldn't have any witnesses. We want to call the whistleblower.
Well, NPR congressional reporter Claudia Casales joins us now to walk us through what comes next. Hey, Claudia.
Hi, Elsa.
So give us an idea of how the White House is even preparing for this next phase.
Yes, so during this time, President Trump has made clear that he feels this process is out of his hands, although he's directed officials in the administration not to play ball in the form of testifying or submitting documents. We should make clear that the president and his counsel do have the ability to respond when this process moves to the House Judiciary Committee. But the White House is increasingly focused on its strategy, on the Republican-led Senate. And should it come to an impeachment trial, he has hosted a series of lunches with groups of Republican senators, and this has become a common occurrence in recent weeks. Here's Shelley Moore Capito of West Virginia on her way back from one of these lunches. To Senate vote, she said the president remained frustrated. I think understandably, he feels that whatever's come forward has been exactly what he said.
This whole thing.
So she said it was very similar. Yes, so some of the president's top allies, such as Senators Lindsey Graham and Ron Johnson, met with White House officials to map out the mechanics of an impeachment trial and how long it could take. The meeting also
that they're willing to destroy Hong Kong if it doesn't become like authoritarian mainland China.
Wow, willing to destroy Hong Kong.
They stormed the campus. They tried to shut down a cross harbor bridge that's really close by, and then they barricaded themselves in with Molotov cocktails and homemade catapults, bows and arrows. When riot police arrived, I walked around the police cordon on Thursday, and the air still smelled like tear gas because police had fired more than 1,000 canisters since Sunday.
lawsuit against these people to stop them. But they didn't stand in courts. Because it's really silly to file a lawsuit for ping pong balls.
So far, he says, he's never been charged. The protesters at this demonstration are of different ages and walks of life.
I'm worried about my health.
15-year-old Mariam Sidani says she's here because she wants to fight for a better future for her country. She says too many people are fleeing the country in search of better prospects and a cleaner environment abroad.
I want to live here. I want my future here. I don't want to go to another country to find a job or to be healthy, better. I want to stay here with me and my friends.
She tries to educate others in recycling and comes to protests like these to send a message to the country's leaders. Yes, she says, things are bad, but for now she and her friends still have hope. Ruth Sherlock, NPR News, Beirut.
Hey Elsa, I want to try a thought exercise with you, okay? When I say the word magenta, what's the first thing that pops into your head?
Crayola crayon.
Okay, well, the wireless carrier T-Mobile is claiming in a new lawsuit that the color magenta is so inextricably linked to its brand that other companies should be barred from using it. As Darius Raffion reports, that is not sitting well with some people.
Daniel Schreiber, the CEO of a small insurance company called Lemonade, was surprised earlier this summer when he received a strongly worded letter from lawyers at one of the world's biggest telecom companies.
At some level, I knew it wasn't a joke, but it sure sounded like one.
The letter was from Deutsche Telekom, the parent company of T-Mobile, and it accused Lemonade of stealing its trademark. But the thing that was odd about this dispute, it wasn't over the name T-Mobile or even its logo or tagline. It was over the color. In this case, Pantone Rhodamine Red U, also known as magenta.
But when you're talking about one of the 3 ink cartridges in every printer in the world, the color magenta, which the idea that one company can trademark it and own it, just defied belief, and I was in a state of disbelief.
Now, Lemonade does use a lot of magenta in its branding, though Schreiber insists it's actually pink. And T-Mobile was saying, hey, back off our color. This isn't T-Mobile's first color-based lawsuit. In 2014, the company sued rival AT&T for using a shade of plum that was suspiciously similar to magenta. And over the years, T-Mobile has gone after a lot of other companies, including a British IT firm and a defunct smartwatch maker. The company told NPR that it has a lot of businesses that go beyond just wireless service, and they feel it's important that there's no confusion when customers see the color magenta. And it's true that T-Mobile has really leaned into its association with the color. Aside from being splashed across all of its branding, the CEO, John Legere, never goes out in public without a magenta t-shirt and his custom-made magenta sneakers. He even dyed his hair magenta earlier this year. But all of this got me wondering, can a company really claim ownership over a color? According to Robert Zelnick, the trademark attorney at McDermott, Will & Emery, it can. It all goes back to Owens Corning, a company that makes pink fiberglass insulation for houses.
And they claimed rights to the color pink
NPR News.
There was dramatic testimony in this week's impeachment inquiry.
Was there a quid pro quo? As I testified previously, with regard to the requested White House call in the White House meeting, the answer is yes.
We'll recap the week's experience and look ahead to possible next steps in the process. That's tomorrow. All Things Considered from NPR News.
Tune in for All Things Considered tomorrow at 5 on 89.3 WFPL. Coming up on 5:30, All Things Considered continues on this Friday. In just a moment, the latest news from NPR. Mostly cloudy skies, 46 degrees downtown Louisville. Clouds tonight. A chance for rain and a low in the upper 30s. We'll see rain tomorrow, very likely. We will anyway. A high in the mid 40s. Chance for rain tomorrow night. A low in the low 30s. It's 5:30 at WFPL. It's All Things Considered from NPR News. I'm Elsa Chang.
And I'm Ari Shapiro. Coming up, the staff here meets one of our biggest fans.
He listens to NPR a good 8 hours a day sometimes.
If you have treats, Jake the dog will sit, shake hands, lie down.
His best trick comes out when you play the theme music to All Things Considered.
Now, the news.
Truck to my right won't let me get over.
Live from NPR News in Culver City, California, I'm Dwayne Brown. In Los Angeles, police have arrested a 13-year-old boy and seized a rifle after he threatened to shoot classmates and staff at his middle school. Deputies searched the boy's home Thursday and recovered the AR-15 rifle, along with 100 rounds of ammunition. Sheriff Detective Sergeant Bobby Dean says they also found what
Not
appeared to
gonna
be
make the
a target list
Not gonna make the
Gunnebo May Jameson Charter School.
I mean, he did have a list of names, and we're trying to determine exactly what that list was for.
Or
At
am
this point,
I
the
am.
map was the fundamental map of the school.
Yeah, I want to do it that way,
As far
but
as
there was
his
a green
level of
truck that would not let me
seriousness
over. You
and
know, I had my
his
turn
ability to
signal on for like a
we're going to
minute.
treat every threat as
Every
with
time I
the
sped
utmost
up,
serious
you'd speed up.
nature,
Every
as
time I
if
slow
he is
down,
going
you'd
to.
slow down.
Last week, a 16-year-old
You know what? Advantage sports car. It's a base model. Advantage sports car
Downtown Los Angeles.
with a manual.
Iraqi security forces have killed 3 anti-government protesters in central Baghdad. As NPR's Jane Araf reports, security forces there used live bullets and fired tear gas directly into the crowd, hitting some protesters in the head.
Riot police are trying to push the demonstrations back from bridges leading to the Green Zone, where a lot of politicians live and where the U.S. and other embassies are based. Protesters set fire to the home of a tribal leader who met with Iraqi Prime Minister Adel Abdel Mahdi. Iraq's Grand Ayatollah Ali al-Sistani, in his Friday message, told protesters not to engage in violence or destroy property. He also cited a religious text that said rulers needed to listen to people's legitimate demands, or they could be brought down. Jane Araf, NPR News, in the Kurdistan region of Iraq.
Stocks finished the week higher on Wall Street as Washington and Beijing made positive comments about a tentative trade deal. This is NPR. The World Health Organization says 4 out of 5 adolescents worldwide don't exercise enough to stay fit and healthy. As Lisa Schlein in Geneva reports, the study finds girls are less active than boys in most countries.
The study says adolescents need to exercise 60 minutes every day for them to be healthy and stay healthy as adults. Co-author Leanne Riley says kids are more sedentary because they're more involved in digital play rather than active play.
We have had this electronic revolution that seems to have changed adolescents' movement patterns and encourages them to sit more, to be less active, to drive more, walk less, be more less active in general.
WHO reports adolescents who are physically active acquire better heart, lung, and muscular fitness, and there's growing evidence that exercise is good for brain development. For NPR News, I'm Lisa Schlein in Geneva.
The state of Michigan is temporarily halting the sale of marijuana products intended for vaping so they can be tested for a compound linked to lung illnesses. The emergency
September, the president said he supported a ban on flavored e-cigarettes because it's the flavors, such as the mint, that are known to attract teens to vaping. Right. But then came out reports that the administration has backed off. Now, today, the president did express skepticism about whether a ban could work. He said, "We learned during Prohibition that bans can lead to illegal sales or a black market." But he also indicated that the policy process is not stalled out. He started the meeting by saying, "We want to take care of our kids." So perhaps the most clear indication of what this might be is his comment that his administration may raise the legal age to buy e-cigarettes to 21.
Okay, but this has gotten really contentious, right? There are advocacy groups and health experts calling for a ban, and I understand that on the other side, there are a lot of conservative groups who oppose a ban. What is their argument?
That's right. Well, right. It's not just the companies that make the vapes or sell the vapes. This coalition of conservative groups has come out strongly. A representative from Americans for Tax Reform, which is led by Grover Norquist, was at the meeting today. This group has called for the president to preserve access to e-cigarettes. They argue that adult smokers use e-cigarettes to help quit traditional cigarettes. They're joined by a pretty long list of other conservative groups, the American
There's absolutely no reason to
Union,
ban
Enterprise Institute.
whatever.
And they say vaping is a form of harm reduction, that it's less harmful than cigarettes, which sounds like a reasonable argument if you are a 2-pack a day cigarette smoker trying to quit.
But the argument's a health argument.
That's right. They're using a health argument here. I don't know what the tax argument is, but people who vape have turned out at rallies with signs that say, "We vape, we vote." So this is really a political issue.
Yeah. All right, okay, so that's one side of the debate. What about the people calling for a ban? What's their take?
Sure. Well, the other side of the argument comes from groups such as the American Academy of Pediatrics, the American Lung Association, public health groups. Their main argument is, look what is happening with teenagers right now. There's this big increase in the number of high school kids who vape. Many teens also vape the listed or gray market THC products, which are linked to the outbreak of these severe lung illnesses. And they point to just how addictive and how harmful nicotine can be to the teenage brain, creating potential memory and focus problems. It can also make kids more vulnerable to other types of substance abuse. So they really argue this is another generation of kids getting hooked on nicotine by vaping. And during the meeting today, the president-elect of the American Academy of Pediatrics came out and she told the president she'd like to see him move forward with the ban.
So do you have any sense of where this is going to be heading? I mean, do you think flavored e-cigarettes will ultimately be banned?
Well, I think it's very much up in the air. Trump even suggested today that states should come up with their own plans. I mean, some states, including Michigan, Massachusetts, and New York, have already moved in that direction. So we'll see.
That's NPR's Allison Aubrey. Thanks, Allison.
Thank you.
Vapity, vape, 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 vaping, vape. Vaporino. Vampiro was a wrestler from WCW.
There have been 5 days
Juggalo
of
Championship
hearings,
wrestling.
hours of witness testimony, and large majorities of Americans tell pollsters they are paying attention. So how much of it are they absorbing? Well, we sent NPR's Don Gagne to ask voters in one location, a small college campus in Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Carthage College sits right on Lake Michigan. Walk the campus and you'll pass. Encourage students to watch some history in real time. On Wednesday, with campus still slowly coming to look
going on, and to make their decision either way, but to be a part of it.
Because President Donald Trump sought to condition military aid to Ukraine.
the chairs in this room are empty. First, 20-year-old Christian Lubke arrives after about an hour. He's studying political science, but despite that, he insists.
Gordon Sutherland.
Sondland. He's the ambassador. He's one of the main.
EU, yeah.
He has lots of. Morgan Taylor is a Democrat studying music and French. She is very much fits to being frustrated with classmates.
Wait, who's getting impeached? And I was like, are you kidding me? Who's getting impeached? Who do you think?
Student Azmud Diallo is one of those who was only Bork, who studies accounting, says he doesn't think the hearings will change anything. And come next election year, he says only one thing will matter for the president.
If Trump goes out and he has a good economy and he pulls out job numbers, I think it's going to be way more important than
Regardless of how closely these students are paying attention to the impeachment inquiry,
go to places.
Don Gagne, NPR News, Kenosha.
Same thing she does every Friday with her sister. Taking her to go see do the dance thing.
Well, if you were glued to the impeachment hearings and you missed
dance
some of the
thing she
week's
does
other
every
news,
Friday.
don't worry. You can catch up with Up First, NPR's morning news podcast.
The dance thing she does every Friday.
Available now on Saturdays around 8 a.m. Eastern. Look for Up First wherever you find your
She
podcast.
doesn't have work Friday, but she does a dance thing every Friday. You literally have not been paying attention for like 3 months then, have you, or more? Your mom and your sister are not here
You're listening to All
on the
Things
Fridays that
Considered
you're
from
here.
NPR News.
Because they go to a dance thing
It's All
in
Things
J-Town.
Considered on 89.3 WFPL. I'm Shanice Franklin.
Between 6 to 9.
Get another dose of Kentucky politics
Every
distilled
Friday.
with Capitol reporter
Or every
Ryan
other Friday.
Ryland, Kentucky is still sifting through the results of
Yes,
this
they
year's
have. Every other
gubernatorial
Friday,
election.
they've been doing it for
Get the
months.
first word from outgoing Governor Matt Bevin about what he
never
might do
seen
next.
them.
What do you say?
Yeah, so Bevin hasn't had any public appearances.
They literally have not been at the house every other Friday for at least 4 or 5 months now. But you also don't pay attention because you're too busy playing your video games and ignoring everything. Like the text message I sent you now almost 10 minutes ago.
I didn't get any texts.
I sent you 2 text messages.
They didn't go through my phone.
Check your phone. Check your
They
phone.
would've popped up right there.
Check your phone. You got 2 text messages from me.
Probably gonna be in my messages now, but they didn't come through.
No, they were there because they showed delivered. It's iPhone. Remember, I can see that they've been delivered.
They didn't go through.
Boy, check the other phone number from me. Just check your go to your messages, man.
Yeah, I didn't get those originally.
Yes, you did.
On my home screen?
Aiden. I sent you 2 messages. But you're too busy paying attention to video games and talking with people, ignoring incoming stuff.
It's not that I was too busy. I didn't get them
No,
right here.
You got them.
I didn't hear a noise and they didn't pop up right there. Telling the truth.
You got the messages, man.
I'm telling the truth. I
Yeah.
didn't.
Well, we know how your truth-telling ability's been as of late.
Telling the truth.
We know how your truth-telling abilities have been as of late. But back to the point at hand, they have been going to this thing for months now, every other Friday. The only difference is I have something I have to do, and since you're already home, we're going out, and I'm taking you with me, so that way when they leave, you're not home by yourself for an extended period of time.
I'm just wondering what we have to do.
Well, tomorrow's my dad's birthday, and I got to get some stuff, see if I can find anything for him. If everybody's feeling better, everybody's invited out to go to dinner with him tomorrow at Luca de Beppo. But I don't know how your mom's going to feel, and I think your mom already made plans to do something else instead. And she has you all going with her if she is feeling better tomorrow. Did someone finally buy this property or doing something here? No, that's just a water line, I think.
There's a sign saying no hiring.
I'm pretty sure it has nothing to do with this.
I know. I mean, he's putting it over here. Like right there.
I highly doubt it has anything to do with what this is about. He's just putting it up there so it's visible for a lot of people to see. Yeah, completely unrelated.
So, today, I really hated school yesterday and the day before when I was sick and I wasn't able to do stuff. And he said, oh, hey, you were supposed to be here yesterday and the day before doing work. And I was like, I was sick. And then he was like, well, you're getting kicked off of band, which he can't even do.
Are you sure you can't do that?
Sure, only the band teacher can kick people off.
I'm pretty certain other teachers can make an executive decision in these circumstances.
I mean, they can say, like, hey, this kid should be kicked off for this reason, but they can't just say, hey, you're kicked off.
I'm pretty sure they can. By him saying that probably means he's already talked to the band teacher and probably made it happen.
You said that at the very beginning of the day.
Right, but you missed yesterday. You don't know what happened yesterday if you had any conversations at all with anybody. So, well, yesterday I understand you were really sick and definitely should not have been at school. What's that teach us about all the other times when you weren't nearly as sick, or you purposely made yourself miss school by not having stuff ready like you should have? It teaches us that there's consequences for your actions. You fake being sick, you don't do laundry, you get it done right. You accidentally leave stuff out that you have to have for school. These actions create consequences, and you have suffered as a consequence of it as such by missing too much school. So the one time you're actually legit sick, you had a negative reaction situation that happened to you. So if you are kicked off a band, I have no sympathy for that situation.
It's just I did nothing wrong.
Did you?
Oh, no, did I?
How many times have you not gone to school for reasons other than being sick?
It's never been on a Wednesday, though.
How many times have you missed school purposefully without having a legitimate reason for it?
I don't even know.
How many times have you missed school because you didn't do laundry like you should?
Know.
How many times did you miss school because you didn't have paperwork or stuff you need to have done properly?
I don't know.
Too many times then if you don't know, right? If you cannot recall how many times it's been too many times.
It's not like I keep track of this stuff.
Right. You shouldn't have to try to keep track of not going to school because you shouldn't have situations where you're not going to school. Do you not understand what I'm saying here?
I mean, I
then why are you trying to dispute every single thing I'm saying? But I don't know. I don't keep track. It doesn't matter. That's not the point I'm trying to get across. Obviously, you're either missing the point or you are purposely not wanting to answer and acknowledge the point. So what's the point I'm trying to make?
That I've missed a lot of school.
No, that you've needlessly missed a lot of school. You've purposefully missed school because you didn't want to go, which then created a situation to where you actually missed school for a legitimate reason, such as actually being sick. And now you suffer consequences for missing school too much the one time you actually legitimately sick. You faked being sick, or you purposely left stuff out so you didn't have to go to school. And so many times, but the one time you actually were sick, something bad happened because of it.
But I brought in a note.
It does not matter. You are missing my point, man. What's my point? What's my point on this discussion here?
I don't know.
How many times have I just said that because you have faked being sick or missing stuff you need to go to school so many times that the one time you actually were sick, you had a bad situation happen because of it? So what am I saying?
I've missed out on school so many times
for not real reasons, for not good reasons. And because of that, you are suffering consequences from missing school so much.
Then, if we're talking about that, then I've only missed out on like 4 days.
You have missed almost 3 weeks total time this school year.
I haven't.
Yeah, you've missed a lot, man. You've missed a lot more than 4 days. You've missed at least 2 weeks, if not 3 at this point. So again, why are you trying to argue this with me? Yes, you are. By saying, I've only missed this much. That's an argument. You're trying to issue a rebuttal against my statement when there is no rebuttal you can issue. So what's my point then?
I haven't been to school without a legitimate reason for many days.
And therefore you're suffering the consequences of those actions. So if you're getting kicked off band because you missed too much school, I don't feel sorry for you or have any sympathy for you in that situation because you brought it upon yourself by missing too much school when you shouldn't have. That's the point I'm trying to get across. Don't miss school on purpose unless you're truly absolutely sick, because otherwise stuff like this happens.